This video is brought to you by Gamersubs. Use code MHB at checkout for 10% off your next order. I want to platinum every PS3 game I own, so I sorted through all 160 PS3 games in my collection and put the 94 games that were possible to platinum into a wheel to let fate decide which game I platinum next. We've platinumed 6's Up, which was fine, and Ratchet & Clank, which was a lot of fun. This week though, I'm hoping to move away from the platformers, but I'll take whatever I can get at this point. As always, if you do end up enjoying the content and want to see more like it, be sure to like the video, comment below any PS3 games you think I need to add to this Wheel of Fortune that isn't already there, and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And with the YouTube pandering out the way, let's spin the wheel and see what we're platinuming this week. Alright, so we're back with the PS3 randomizer, and so far we've platinumed Up, which was an okay game, but a really easy platinum, and Ratchet & Clank 1, which was such a great time. I really enjoyed that. What do we get next? I don't know, but as always, we get what we get. We don't get upset. Let's just spin the wheel, see what happens. I'm actually decently ahead, so we could get something. Alright. Okay, Tekken 6. So I think there's a few fighting games on here. I've not really played much of Tekken 6. I love the Tekken series. Never really played much of 6, so I'm very interested to see how this goes. The Tekken series is one that is very near and dear to my heart. I love the fighting game genre, and I've been playing a lot of these series since I was a young kid. I'm talking 3 or 4 years old. From Soul Calibur to Mortal Kombat and a lot of obscure fighting games in between. And yes, I'm excluding Street Fighter because I've never really enjoyed this series. But one series has always remained on top, and that, for me, is Tekken. Now maybe it's because in my family, Tekken is king. I remember so many family gatherings where the boys would head off to the TV at some point or another and boot up whatever the new Tekken was, with Tekken 3, 4, Tag Tournament, and 5 being the main ones I vividly remember sinking hours and hours into. I have a lot of fond memories with the Tekken series over the various console and portable generations. I love the characters, the wild storylines, and most importantly, the fighting is just good fun. However, with all that being said, I have never played Tekken 6, and the only Tekken Platinum I have is Tekken 7, which I really enjoyed. So I was excited to finally check this one off the bucket list, experience the game for the first time, and snag myself another Tekken Platinum. So let's get the game off the shelf, admire its nice, thick manual, pop it in the PS3, and see what I've missed out on after all these years.
You win.
When it comes to games with online trophies, especially when they've been around for so long, my first step is to always try and get rid of those as quickly as possible, and thankfully for me, Tekken 6 doesn't have a lot we need to worry about in this regard. All we needed to do was to play for a total of 30 matches, win a standard match, and win a ranked match. Now, some may immediately try and boost these trophies. Honestly, it's probably the smart thing to do. But, weirdly enough, you don't have to do that. There's still a small dedicated group of people playing this game online today, and because of that, I just went straight into the fire and tried to get all the online trophies done by legitimately facing what can really only be described as, well, sweats. These are dedicated players with thousands of wins and losses on just singular characters. And then you have me, who hasn't played a Tekken game since I platinumed Tekken 7 in 2022. So I had no doubt I was about to be severely humbled by this experience. I decided to boot up Ranked because that seemed to be the most populated mode of the two, getting matches within 10 to 15 seconds, and, well, I got my ass beat pretty badly, barely scratching some players for all 3 rounds. That's not to say I didn't get close to winning a few times, but more often than not, I was just getting clowned on. 3 matches went by, no win. Hey, fighting amateur. No idea what that's for. I've been getting my ass kicked. 10 matches went by, and still nothing. Yay, fighting enthusiasts. That's 10. Played 10 games. It took me over 20 matches to finally get the win I'd been searching for, and I can't help but feel it was my opponent who I'd played against a good 8 or 9 times at this point, just taking pity on me and just giving me the win. So, thank you Joker for letting a little noob like me out of this nightmare. Yes! I did it! Oh, thank you Joker. I mean, you bullied me for so many games, but I'll take it. Moving on up. Let's frickin' go, man. Now all I needed was to play a few more games, win or lose, didn't matter, and win in casual, which proved to be more difficult than I expected, mainly because this mode is actually dead. So I just played a few more ranked games, actually got a few more wins in the process to get to the 30 games played. There we go, Fighting Master. That's 30 games played. What did I end that with? Like 7 wins as harangue? That's not terrible. I started pretty badly. And then had to call in reinforcements. I did everything else without help, but what can you really do when a mode is just dead? I could not find a casual match for the life of me, so I went into my Discord, link in the description, and asked for help. I just needed someone to come in, let me win a casual match, and my time with the online modes could be over. So shout out to Jarvis McGee for taking one for the team, letting me prove I can beat a kangaroo in a fight, and just like that, we can move on to the rest of the game. No pressure. Alright, that's the play match done. Thanks, Jarvis. Appreciate you, mate. Absolute legend.
You win.
Alright, now it's time for the part of Tekken games that, I'll be honest, I usually do not rate at all. Since I think around Tekken 4, they've had these beat 'em up style campaigns that I never really cared for, and unfortunately for us, that's a big chunk of Tekken 6 trophy list. I don't know, call me old fashioned, but I'd rather just play the arcade mode story with each character. But hey, maybe I'll enjoy it more this time around. Now, the story for Tekken games, in short, is basically a lot of characters throwing each other off cliffs for being evil. Oh, and just a heads up for this video, I will no doubt butcher these names, I'm well aware of that, but I'm trying my best. Anyway, the main cliff jumpers are usually Kazuya and Heihachi Mishima. This time, Jin Kazama, Kazuya's son, the main character since Tekken 3, has apparently gone bad, wanting to do some world domination of his own. Kazuya places a bounty on Jin's head, and in response, Jin says, "Nah, I'm starting another King of Iron Fist tournament, and you can do it yourself." This is where the game begins, as we take control of the newest addition to the Tekken roster, at the time of Tekken 6 anyway, Lars, who is in charge of the Mishima Special Forces. Now, the story ends up boiling down to Jin wasn't actually the bad guy. Well, I mean, still a bad guy, he did start a global conflict, and only revealed some much needed information to us after we kick his ass. He just needed to lure people out of hiding to summon and fight a demon to hopefully end his devil curse, which ultimately ends up failing because ain't no way they're getting rid of Devil Jin. That's really all the story beats you need to know. The middle is basically just fight the entire roster before you get to Jin. It's a Tekken storyline. They're not the most riveting, with 3 being in my opinion the strongest, but that just might be because I think Ogre is a badass fight. Regardless of the story quality, it gets the job done for a fighting game. Unfortunately, I still just don't like the gameplay for this mode. It's just boring. The Tekken gameplay just doesn't work from this beat 'em up perspective. It's super repetitive, there's too many levels that all feel the same to go through, attacks can whiff at point blank range, your AI partner can often rush headfirst into the worst situations possible, getting themselves killed, and it's just a bore to get through. I actually struggled to boot the game up while completing this step, because each time I thought about playing the game, I had to talk myself into actually doing it. This whole campaign would have been far better if they just sprinkled those beat 'em up levels in between genuine Tekken fights. You know, keep the main thing the main thing. But sadly, we got this mess instead that I just feel like is a waste of time. Alright, rant over, and thankfully, most of the trophies here aren't too difficult to actually grab. You'll get most of them by just playing through the campaign, so let's rapid fire those ones real quick because there are a lot of them. Use one of the weapons in a level to take out an enemy. Give your fists a rest, let's go. Get a 10, 30, and 50 combo chain, which is just not getting hit too much while taking out enemies. Combo amateur, let's go. Hey, let's go. Combo enthusiast, that's for, what, 30? Let's go, combo master. Knock 10 enemies into the water. Hey, king of the hill. Okay, we're getting some trophies then, cool. Take it. Defeat 300 and 1,000 enemies in the campaign. Enemy hunting amateur, let's go. Enemy hunting enthusiast, is that for 1,000 enemies? Destroy 100 crates. Crate breaker. Pick up 300 health items. Ready for action. Collect 50 and 100 treasure items, which are the costume pieces. Let's go, treasure amateur. Treasure enthusiast. Found a special flag in the level. What's so special about it? Defeated 100 enemies with the lead pipe, flamethrower, and Gatling gun. Brute force. Let's go, playing with fire. Heavy artillery, let's go. Revive your partner 3 times. A friend in need. Collect a total of $5 million, which isn't specific to the campaign, but is a gimme while playing the mode. There we go, there's that 5 million. Love that money. Pick up 50 drink items, these little boost bottles. Thirsty fighter. And of course, all of the campaign trophies for beating the game. Learning is fun. Alright, so what's that? The tutorial or something? Hey, let's go. Friend or foe? As usual with PS3 trophies, no idea what half of these are gonna, are. Locate the target. It's all coming back to me. Oh, the key to victory, another one. It's like 3 in the same level, hell yeah. That's no hero. The destroyer has fallen. Showdown. I told you, it's a lot of trophies, and there's still more to come. Those were just the ones I grabbed naturally playing the campaign. Now, this is the part where you do need to do some grinding for better items, because beating the campaign isn't the end of the road. We need to beat every level in the game, and some are locked behind beating a specific level on hard. Hard mode is no joke, and neither are some of the bonus levels even on medium, so we need better items to increase our attack and health, which is all luck dependent. So first I said to hell with that and went down to the arena for some classic Tekken gameplay. We'll touch more on this in the next step, but by beating the arena, which is just a condensed arcade mode, we can unlock a character ending. So I chose Hwoarang, not my Tekken main usually. I'm more of a King Kazuya guy myself, but here in 6 it just felt right. Probably because my brother beats my ass with this guy pretty often, and I see why, he's awesome. Anyway, we blitzed through the arena, made short work of the final boss, and we unlocked our first character movie. There we go, night at the movies. But back to the sad reality of scenario mode, and I was sort of a bit all over the place because I was trying to farm for S rank items, but also wasn't strong enough to tackle much of anything else along the way. So I just hated life on the Nightmare Train level for a bit until the good items started finally rolling in. Hey, item connoisseur. Alright, so we got an S rank item. Once I finally felt comfortable with my gear, that's when I could start the cleanup, which was for things like collecting 200 treasure items. Yes, treasure master, let's go. Defeating 2,000 enemies. Oh, nice. Enemy hunting master, so that's for 2,000 enemies. Beating the Millennium Tower level without the Nancy robot. No key for me. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I tried this a couple of times, but once you actually get some good items for your character, it's not too bad. And defeating 10 aliens. Yes, let's go, alien hunter. Okay. As well as for beating Mokujin, Wooden Warrior. I used to love this guy on Tekken 3. Yoshimitsu, Eastern Explorer. I'm really glad that level has a checkpoint, otherwise I might have been screwed there. And by far the hardest level in the game, Devil Jin's level. Now, Devil Jin himself is actually the easy part. I got him down on my first try by just kicking him off the edge of the train. But getting to that part is rough. There are so many enemies you need to take out and you need to do it quickly, otherwise you'll just get overrun. This level kicked my ass pretty badly, until I let the AI control Lars and I tried playing as Alyssa, which had me beat the level on my very first attempt. So maybe that's the strat if you're struggling with this trophy. Yes! Yes! Let's go, Alyssa. I should not have won that. What a nightmare. Let's freaking go, dude. That is a nightmare of a level. I was expecting this to be the final level, but actually I had one more which in comparison was a breeze. I beat the crap out of Roger Jr. and that was every level cleared, Alyssa's AI fully leveled, which happens automatically for beating every level, and most importantly, I could actually play some Tekken now. Yes, let's go. Scenario expert. And we should get another one here. Upgraded assistant. And for now, that's me done with the scenario campaign.
You win.
Finally, I could just play Tekken the way it was made to be played, and this made me unreasonably happy. Unfortunately though, there's not much to talk about with this step because there's so few trophies left now. I decided to start with something nice and easy, just going into the practice mode with Hwoarang and getting 1000 damage while trying to learn some easy spam combos. Yeah, let's go. Practice makes perfect. Easy peasy. I then booted up the arcade mode to beat that, which we only have to do once, as I'll explain in a minute. Alright, cool. Arcade Addict. Defeated 3 teams in team battle, which you can just set to your standard 1 versus 1. Oh, cool. Team Toppler. Okay, so that's not too bad. You can just do a standard arcade fight with just 1v1. And defeated 30 player Ghost, which was easy enough to complete. Let's go, Ghost Vanquisher. That left me with 3 trophies to go, and this is where we need to talk about the gallery. We need to complete the gallery, which is just a bunch of movies and cutscenes, most of which we unlocked by beating the campaign. However, the long part is getting every character's intro and ending cutscene. And this is where you can do it the easy way or the hard way. The hard way is going to the arena mode in the campaign. I don't think these unlock in arcade, which is strange, and with every character beating the 4 arena fights. I did this with a few characters, namely the ones I was familiar with. You know, Kazuya, Jin, King, Law, Hwoarang, Yoshimitsu, and Kuma. But I'll be honest, I just am not good enough with every character to be able to beat Azazel. So I had my classic Tekken fix, and this is where I opted to start the easy way to get these movies done. You see, randomly as you play, you'll unlock random character endings. I think in offline mode it's something like 25 fights, but in campaign it's between 4 and 6 levels. But that 4 to 6 levels is not for beating the level, it's win or lose, and so you can simply keep dying on a level over and over again, and you'll unlock all the endings you need to get this trophy. Oh, Gallery Completionist. I was not expecting that to happen. I was just trying to clean up some of the last endings I needed. Back off to the arcade mode though for this next trophy, which is for defeating Nancy, this giant robot that appears towards the end of arcade as a bonus battle, and you have 1 round to try and do it. I tried this with a few characters. Hwoarang wasn't it, Kazuya didn't seem to be it, but Devil Jin has a really easy combo to trivialize this battle. It's forward and X over and over again, and that makes this fight a joke. Machine Crusher. Let's go. Devil Jin is a cheat code for that fight. So all that was left was 1 more trophy, and this one had me tweaking out a little bit. It's for winning 10 games in a row in survival, a mode where you get 1 round per opponent and your health doesn't reset after each fight, you just get a little health boost if you take damage. I was stuck here for a good hour, getting so many 7 win streaks, 8 win streaks, 9 win streaks, only to have my heart broken with a quick death combo. This really is, in my opinion, all about luck as to who you actually fight for the 10 wins. Some opponents will get you excited, like for me, Lee was always an easy win, and some will make you really nervous, and for me that was either Julia or Asuka. I looked into strategies, best fighters with easy cheese combos, but for me it just didn't work. I needed to play as Hwoarang and actually just get good. Hwoarang has a really easy juggle combo that will stun your enemies, and yet the strategy that finally got me the win was just to crouch and kick. Seriously, that was it, and I got my 10th win in a row, and Tekken 6 Platinum Trophy was mine, making it 3 Platinums down, 92 games to go. Let's frickin' go! Holy crap! Okay, just duck and spam it. Survival of the fittest, Tekken fanatic, that is Tekken 6 done. And I gotta be honest, this was disappointing. So would I recommend you play and platinum Tekken 6? Honestly, I don't think I would, and that hurts to say. I think as a fighting game, absolutely it's worth playing. I had a blast with the standard Tekken gameplay loop, but it's just way too much time spent with the campaign, and that's not what I'm here for. I could bear it if it was an hour or 2, but I was here for closer to 8, and that was what really hurt my time with this game more than anything. I just wanted more of a classic Tekken experience, and I didn't get that here, at least not with the platinum. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, make sure to leave a comment with Iron Fist to let me know that you made it to the end. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below and let me know which PS3 games you hope the wheel lands on next, or any games to potentially add to the wheel. Shout out to the channel members for that extra level of support, and special thanks to the members of the Bear Club: Nugget, Scott Unwin, Steel Vanguard, It's Grey J, Dark Wolf, Kuzma, Zafado, Lug Knights, Golden Sparrow, G&T Papi, Lord Alex, Jarvis McGee, and still Kuzma again. Thank you all, and I'll catch you in the next one.